Bonjour à tous et bienvenue dans cette nouvelle
Hello everyone and welcome to this new edition of Business Africa. I am Amelga.
À suivre aujourd'hui.
In this issue, Made in Cameroon wants to penetrate the European market more. New strategies were presented at the last International Fair for Business, Partnership and SMEs. $20 billion in taxes claimed by the Nigerian government and foreign oil and gas companies as royalties and exceptional taxes for oil and gas production. Rwanda is attracting a growing number of investors with more than $2 billion invested in the country since the beginning of this year. How can we further promote the Cameroon label abroad? A question discussed at the 7th edition of the International Exhibition of Enterprise, Partnership and SMEs in Yaoundé. The focus was on improving the business climate for a better export of the Cameroonian brand. Innovations such as the Trade Help Desk were also presented to the heads of small and medium-sized enterprises and industries. Details of Guy Rodrigue and Eric Oteng.
Authorities in Cameroon have devised a plan to ensure they export more products into the European Union with the Made in Cameroon initiative. This is Yaoundé's stated objective. Entrepreneurs and startups now have several business opportunities that are coming up their way through the European Union Cameroon partnership. The focus now is on finished products related to agriculture, wood and textiles. We would like to facilitate Cameroon's imports more, but also the export of processed goods. So even if Cameroon exports much more than it imports, the problem is that these products are unprocessed. Instead, it is aimed at small and new entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, youth and rural entrepreneurs who often do not have access to this type of support. Trade Help Desk is the latest digital tool that provides online standards on transaction costs and different financial procedures. This tool gives you statistics on current trade and especially many useful links to be able to do our own market research. And finally, thanks to this, we can contact potential distributors. In 2017, Cameroon's total exports to the European market was estimated at 46% and its imports from the EU at 35%.
The amount is far too high according to Royal Dutch Shell, Chevron, Eni or Total, which are to pay nearly $20 billion in taxes to the local Nigerian states, an amount that represents, according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the exceptional royalties and taxes for oil and gas production. This may discourage investments that amounted to nearly $3.5 billion in 2017 in the largest African economy. Jean-David Mihamble and Michael Dibe with more.
Nigeria has ordered foreign oil and gas companies to pay nearly $20 billion in taxes it says are owed to local states, industry and government sources said in a move that could deter investment in Africa's largest economy. In a letter sent to the companies earlier this year via a debt collection arm of the government, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) cited what it called outstanding royalties and taxes for oil and gas production. Royal Dutch Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Eni, Total and Equinor were each asked to pay the central government between $2.5 billion and $5 billion, the sources said. Norway's Equinor, which produced around 45,000 barrels per day of oil in Nigeria in 2017, confirmed the request. According to a spokeswoman for ExxonMobil, the U.S. company is currently reviewing the matter. Shell, Total, Eni and Chevron have all declined to comment, including Nigeria's presidency, Petroleum Ministry and the NNPC.
To talk about it, let's join Kayode Ekundayo, an energy expert from Lagos, Nigeria. Hello and thank you for accepting the invitation from Business Africa.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria has ordered foreign oil and gas companies to pay nearly $20 billion in taxes, corresponding to what it is called exceptional royalties and taxes for oil and gas production. What is the reason behind this?
Pour quelle raison, selon vous?
Yeah, the claim by the federal government is true. We've been on this issue now since 2016. The federal government took the oil companies to court. Nigerian Federal High Court, which is next to the Supreme Court, over their non-remittance disclosure of some exports. And they've been on it now since 2016. And these have been a major problem in Nigeria. Some of these oil companies overproduce, and they hide it from the federal government. But now that some technology has been devised and some devices have been developed, it's now becoming difficult for some of these oil companies to hide from the federal government of what they export and produce.
Is this requirement linked to the current political situation in Nigeria?
It's not because of election. As I said earlier, this issue of non-remittance and non-disclosure of import or export crude has been in the court, Nigerian court, since 2015. So it doesn't have anything to do with the election. The election doesn't have anything to do with the federal government claim. They have been in court since 2016. So it doesn't, the claim of federal government is quite different.
What do you think the consequences of such a measure could be for the country's economy?
Let's break it down. There is no consequence, any consequence for the federal government and even for the oil companies. Right now, the oil companies are investing nothing less than $85 billion into new projects in Nigeria. It is what they know. That is the oil company. There are certain things they are not doing. They are not paying. Some of them are evading tax. And this is what the government is really, really after. There is no consequence for anybody because this money has to be refunded. They have to pay this money back. And I don't think it will have any negative in their further investment in Nigeria. So to me, there is nothing to affect further investment, and there is nothing government should be afraid of in terms of getting this money back.
Well, thank you very much, Kayode Ekundayo, for your insights. Ekundayo is an energy expert from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure.
It is a country that has been making massive investments in recent years. Rwanda has now become one of Africa's most dynamic economies with a total of $2 billion in its coffers since the beginning of this year. The details just after the break.